We lose some balls there, but we create chances, and we had Garnacho, and we had a quite similar chance near the box with a lot of shots, quite similar from the goal from Bournemouth. I think we deserved at least 1 point.
If ever any player needed a goal in your team, it was Rasmus Højlund. How delighted are you that he did find the back of the net?
It can be a little bit light during the week, but Thursday is a new game, new history, so it doesn't matter. He scored a goal. For Manchester United, need to score many more.
I think the game was going well for us, but obviously with the red card the game changes. I think it's common sense. Everyone who has played football knows that Evanilson has slipped, and even he doesn't catch him with the leg that goes high. He catches him with the leg that goes on the floor, and he has seen it the referee live. He doesn't think he's a red card. I suppose they put. I have to see the process. They told him no. Evanilson sleeps, and after the consequences, because probably they put you the image, they still image with what has happened before and after, and he takes a decision that has big repercussions. But in the 96, 97, I don't know the minute, we considered that goal that is costly for us.
We'll come on to the red card in just a moment, but Manchester United, not for the first time this season, Shay, are sort of their own worst enemy, really.
Yeah, playing in the wrong areas, playing out from the back, especially at Bournemouth, the way Areola sets his team up. They want to be in the front foot, pressing really high up the pitch, and they invited them on, and the goal was by their own doing, really, because they had a few different examples. We could have showed a couple more of these. Obviously, this is Evanilson. He sets off the press, of course. Now Onana, we know, has options on the ball, but that's the back five. You see them lit up. He's not got a lot to hit at this point. Can he go left to Shaw? You see Smith, for example, it can get to Dorgu, and then I think if he plays it to Shaw, it's an easier pass out to Dorgu. Now Smith can get to the front of Fernandes as well. Actually, Fernandes does quite well, wriggles out of it, but comes across the pitch, and then Maswari's under pressure, gives it away, and this is in the first minute, Mark. So you're inviting pressure straight away from the first whistle, the home crowd up. Again, back to Onana, good press from Evanilson once again. Now what does he do? This time he goes to Yoro, the right side centre back. He plays to Maswari, and now look at the press. Look at the Bournemouth guys.
They're all there.
They're all locked on. They're actually inviting trouble. Like, why not miss out the press? Why not go to Højlund, get them up the pitch and play the next time? Again, this time he goes to Shaw. What's the options? Again, the Bournemouth players are just setting traps onto Dorgu this time. It's just all stress at this point. Casemiro makes a mistake. I think it comes off Dorgu. He gets away with it, comes back to Casemiro. Another mistake. And then you're at the back three, back five, call them what you want. Two open. This is the goal. Again, look, if Maswari drops in there, you've got a 4v1 in the box. You've done that in the training ground. Evanilson go, I'm not doing that. I'm never going to get the ball. They've got acres of space.
Yeah.
You're not asking Maguire to play under too much pressure. Onana passes back to Shaw. Then Dorgu, and you can see the press. Smith jumps on, Adam Smith jumps on the press. Bournemouth are all over them at this stage, Mark. And again, this is the 23rd minute. They had a few warnings before this. Brilliant touch from Evanilson, and Semenya bangs it away, and it's all their own doing.
It's fair. Do you know what it is?
They look like they can't pass to each other.
Yeah, that's just even a separate issue in terms of quality. But as a philosophy, you've got to have variation. We saw United go to Newcastle recently and get the same thing happen to them. You've got to be able to mix the game up now and again, because Bournemouth be watching that going, they're going to come here and they're going to play out from the back and we're going to set traps, like you said. There's no variation in the game, and that's coaching. It's a bit of leadership on the pitch. But the thing is that baffles me the most is that Man U players, they're all experienced guys out there. Harry Maguire.
So take control.
Well, yeah, and there's times when you're getting done in a game. Sometimes you have to take responsibility yourself and forget what the manager's asked you to do, and don't see it. Not just Man U, actually, a lot of teams.
As far as the red card is concerned, I think you two are in agreement, aren't you, with Iraola, that this just doesn't take into account the fact that Evanilson slipped.
Yeah, look, there's been a high bar set from the PGMOL, and I'm in agreement with it. And that means letting the referee's decisions go unless it's a blatantly clear and obvious. Now, ironically, the ref gets this right. And when you watch it back and we slow it down, it's a simple understanding of playing at this level for us, so we know it, and not all refs have got that. Quickly, it can look a bit naughty. We've seen referees give reds for the tackles like that. I think he gets it right, honestly. When you watch the replay and Evanilson comes in, it's not particularly fast. That still looks naughty. But
which is what they show him first.
Show him first. Here, you can see the slip. Twice we see that angle. He comes in on the left foot to try and stand on the left foot. This is the best angle coming up now. The left foot's planted because he wants to tackle and with his right foot. No danger. It's the right way to try and tackle. When you just move it forward a tiny bit, that left foot goes from under him on the slip and catches him on the right foot he was going to tackle with doesn't catch him. It's completely accidental. So, yellow was perfect.
The bit I don't often disagree with you, but I don't think this is even playing football at the highest level. I think you can be a pub footballer clogger and recognise when someone slips.
Well, I was.
And
Is that going to bring me in?
Shay, over to you.
Thanks, Mark.
But you know that one circle on the ankle, you see him slip.
Yeah.
So it sounded a bit condescending.
No,
I was trying to
no.
give the referees a little get out because they haven't been on the pitch the
But
opposite way.
the VAR guy is my point. Can see
But
the
Peter
slip.
Banks is right. Peter Banks is the referee in charge. He got the decision right for us.
Yeah, it wasn't clear and obvious.
But then John Brooks, it's not clear and obvious. It's not a clear and obvious error.
I agree.
So why does VAR get involved? So then John Brooks calls more think this is a dangerous foul. But again, Areola was going mental after the game because everyone can see, as you rightly says, he slips into the tackle. He wasn't trying to endanger anyone. It's just he slipped over, and a yellow card would be the right decision.
Do you think they'll appeal it?
I think they should appeal it, and I think they will get off. There you go. What do you think?
I think they should appeal, but I don't think they'll get off.
Why?
Just because I think they don't see it like we see it.
I think he should get off 100%.
You finished the two?
Yeah.
All right, good. All of Saturday's action now starting at St James's Park.
Kept going to the end.
It was a tough game. The start of the game was hard for us. High pressure from the opponent. We lose some possessions in our build up, and the goal is like that. And if you look at our games, it's always a little bit our fault the way we suffer goals, and then everything is so much harder to do. But if you look at the game, especially second half, and especially with the sent off, we arrange ways to get inside the box, and that is something that we are improving. We create chances. We managed to score one, but I think I feel that we lost two points today.
You mentioned West against on the formations. There was a lot of conversation with you and the players. Was that because they weren't quite sure exactly where to go on the pitch?
When?
After the substitutions towards the end of the game, you and Rasmus, you and Bruno. Lots of communication, really.
Yeah, well, it was just to adapt, and you can see it that we change a lot of players in positions that they never played. So it was just a way to not a tactical aspect. It was just to also to understand the players that it will have extra time. So if you suffer a goal in transition, you lose your head. You have more 10 minutes. But if they score one goal in transition, 1 against 1, could kill the game. So these small things, not so much tactical aspect.
How's Matt Truby after about 4 minutes after the tackle that led to the?
I think.
Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he's okay. Yeah, he will be ready. But in these kind of situations, in this moment, anything that could be a danger for a player that in one position we lost Dalot, we try to save that.
And obviously, you were keen to not get injuries going into the game on Thursday. What were your views on the tackle on Garnacho first half and on the tackle that led to the red card second half?
No, nothing to say. It's Premier League, and we need to play like that because it's the way we want the game. And sometimes things happen, but I have nothing to say about that.
That could be a big goal for Hoyland personally. Was it always your intention to keep him on stage, to give him as much time as possible to possibly score?
I make like I see the trainings, I see the way they behave, the way they want to improve. I see the games also. And I try to put the best 11 to win games. That's all. Of course, I want to support my players. I was a player, and sometimes you have bad moments, difficult moments in a big club. So I think it was a good moment for him, but it's just a goal. Let's focus on Thursday.
Just on the offshore, was the plan all along for him to have 90 minutes today?
Was not the plan to have 90 minutes, but then when you need to win games. So and you can feel it that it was like overload in that part of the field. He's really good on crosses. He's really good in the final third, the decision. He has a lot of quality. And in this when we are losing and drawing, you don't think about the next game. You need to win. I was not focused on the next game.
Ruben, either today or at some point Liverpool will get their 20th title, which will bring them level with Manchester United. The fans sang about it today. A lot of them are kind of pessimistic about what's going to happen over the next few years. I realise you can only deal with now, but how do you feel what you're trying to achieve is kind of bedding in that gives the hope that United can at least challenge?
The first thing is to focus on ourselves and not in the other teams. The next thing is to be really honest. We are in the different levels in this moment, but then explain that everything can change. And I remember when I started seeing Premier League was the opposite. So everything can change. So we need to focus and step by step, not trying to think too far ahead. We have a ultimate goal that is winning the Premier League. And again, I'm not crazy. I know that is not going to be next year, but we are trying to build something. And the small things are really important, and we did that during this year. We need to improve next year, but I know that is important for the fans. We know that, but we need to be honest with them and to work hard every day.
Hoyland did do well to get on the score sheet today, but there are still rumours about bringing in a striker for the summer. But with Hoyland being 22, Xerxes 23 and Chido 17, what's your opinion about bringing in a more experienced striker closer to the finished article to maybe mentor the others?
We have a lot of things to do in still this season, and we are focused on. We like our strikers. We are improving our strikers. We'll see what happens in the next season. But in this season, Josh cannot play. Shido is not in the list, unfortunately, for the Europa League. Has the Premier League games to win every minute to work on, and Rasmus is scoring. So we'll see Thursday.
Alessandro Martinez earlier this season said about having that mentality. How do you instill that within this crop of players when every manager since Sir Alex has failed to do so?
Do the things that I believe, and then work hard every day. And then like today, when things are hard, we have to push and we have to believe. And that's the only way to put the mentality. And try to win every game. That is our mentality. We want to win.